Hello and welcome back to Season 2 of RLS Career Overhaul. Had a couple of really good streams this last week. Unfortunately, my OBS Streamlabs settings were off, so it was streaming in 720p instead of 1080. I have since fixed it, so some of the clips you'll see here are a little grainy, but should be fixed going forward. Otherwise, very excellent streams, a lot of fun. We did a lot of really cool things, including building this heavy repo T-series with rollback. We did run it and test a bypass for the bug that was in it for repos, where on the second job it would crash. Worked out really well. It is irrelevant now, as there's been an update since the final stream, so repos have been fixed, at least for most people. So we will take this out and take a look at that and see how they work now. We mostly used this during the live stream for car jockey missions. We leveled up our car jockeying to level 4, which means we get brand new vehicles which are worth a little more for repoing, as well as level 3 gave us access to semi-trucks. So we're just kind of working on getting up to level 5 so we can get the high-end vehicles. We did use this. We could carry 2 at a time, so if we had 2 going similar destinations, we could haul 2 at a time, which was really good until we got to T-Series stuff. We did haul some T-Series with this, so it does work really well, which is a good sign for repoing. We did try one other thing for doing like mass vehicles. We were met with not success. I ended up selling the trailer. It held like 7 cars. We ran into a bridge with it and then ended up accidentally despawning the trailer and ending up with just a pile of cars in the middle of the parking lot. Lessons learned. I did end up selling that trailer. It wasn't worth the hassle. It's old too. It needs some work, but that's okay. It was a lot of fun. We got a good laugh out of it, so that's what we did. All right, so for our first test today, we're gonna just go and test the repos. We're gonna go do a repo job and see how it all works. Make sure that it works flawlessly. As usual, you have to be in your repo truck, the license plate named repo, R-E-P-O, all lowercase. Even though it shows up uppercase here, you type it in as lowercase. In the previous versions, you'd get into the vehicle, it would spawn your repo job up in the left corner, and you'd go do it. You'll notice here, didn't spawn any jobs, no lag, nothing. Now, once we're in the vehicle, we can bring up our phone, click on repo, and we get a generate repo or generate mission button. If the vehicle you're in doesn't have the license plate named repo properly, or you're standing outside the vehicle, this should say requires repo vehicle. Just get into your vehicle and generate a mission. What are we going to load for our first mission? We got an Gavril MD series. Crew cab too. Ooh. Well, let's go see if we can pick this up. This should do it just fine, actually. I'm not actually concerned or questioning it. Where are we going? Out over there, okay. So let's get on the road. I'll get us over to the pickup. It's going to be a little bit of a faff because it's over in the residential area, so we'll have to deal with some traffic issues, but let's go ahead and get over there and see how repos work. Make sure we can generate a second mission without crashing. Okay, we are coming up on our drop-off. We're looking for the 3 rings. There they are. Okay. So I think it still doesn't detect the vehicle up on the rollback here, but we're going to try it anyway. We're just going to see if we can stop with the MD in the green circle. Oh, it does. Nice. Okay, and it despawned the vehicle right away. That's awesome. Why is that wheel feel? Anyways. That's cool. Okay, so it despawns the vehicle and it does now detect them from the rollback. It wasn't doing that before. That's awesome. And we should be able to now just go in the phone. Okay, we can see we made 4.3K. what we delivered, and our kilometers traveled complete. Now we're going to generate a second mission. We should get a second one without the game crashing. Let's see what happens. There we go. A Gavro rolling chassis. So we could go grab that and continue on. That's awesome. I'm actually super excited. Repo's one of my favorite things to do in the game. Whether we do it on a rollback or with the tire hooks or tire claw, whatever you want to call it. That's very excellent. But that's not what we're kind of focusing on in this video. So let's go ahead and move this back to Seal Brick and talk about what we're actually going to do for the rest of this video. Okay, and we are back at Seal Brick Garage, ready to go for our next big thing. Now, the big news with the release of 2.3.1 is that Italy map, career mode, is now publicly available. So you don't have to be part of the beta anymore to get access to it. It is now public, which means until they update or decide what they're doing with the West Coast cargo deliveries, we have access to much better delivery options, as well as a whole bunch of new tracks, including rock crawling. I believe there's some rally and rock crawling out there. There might be a new drift zone, or there's talk of one coming. So let's build a truck to get out to Italy and do some deliveries there. And at some point, either this episode or next, depending on how long things take, maybe build a rally or rock crawler for out there. May have to buy another garage. We have a little bit of money, $359,000. We're going to spend a lot of that here today. Some of you may remember in the last season, we built an MD series box truck that had a pintle hitch so that we could put on a dolly and haul a fifth wheel. I'm thinking similar idea, but we're going to do this time with another T series. We're going to try to go a little bigger. Now I'm thinking, that's perfect actually right here. I was thinking of doing this day cab over to keep it as small as possible, because I believe we're going to have to go with the long upfit to get the box on it. The reason I don't want to do the T-Series we have with the trailer is we can only put 10 boxes on that trailer, which is fantastic for West Coast because the biggest I've seen is 11 full boxes as a single pickup, but I know for a fact that Italy is a lot bigger. We get a lot more options. So I'm actually thinking we're going to go right ahead. This is in commercial, so let's go over there. We'll pick this up and we will up it a bit. 450 horsepower is okay. I'm contemplating putting the same engine package we have in Titan, 1300 horsepower, just because I know we have a lot of uphill in Italy. But again, I don't want to go too long, so I think this is going to work. The back is going to have to be longer for this, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and we'll just take this home. I'm just going to taxi it in the spirit of doing things a little quick. I do like the basic setup. I'd like to see if we can put a headache rack on it, although no, we're putting a box on it, so I might actually get rid of all this too. We'll see what that looks like. Okay, so this is nice and short and stubby, and if all we were doing was fifth wheel, I'd probably take this as is, but I want to be able to do everything. So I think we're going to, like I said, do the same thing we did with the MD series, except a little bigger. That's about it. And hopefully we can fit it through. It should be okay. If I remember correctly, I don't know if I did it on video or not, but I did do the cube van and 2 fifth wheels at one point. And it was tight, but we managed to get everything where it was going. It was a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and build this into our box van. It seemed to have a problem. When I put on the long frame, I guess it wasn't big enough to fit in here, and I threw it up on the roof. Okay, let's retrieve that before it falls through the building and crushes somebody. That's too funny, and we'll get back to actually building it here in just a second. Uh-oh. Well, that was less than ideal. Okay, now we're gonna store it here, repair it, and retrieve it. So let me get this all fixed up. Let me get back into the building it, and we'll get this started. Sometimes beam, man, I tell you. All right, and there we go. We have our cargo van ready to go to Italy. Cargo van, cargo truck. Hermes, messenger of the gods. Seems like all right. We did put the pintle hitch on, so once we're in Italy, we can pick up a dolly. Do we want to try to pick it up here and bring it with us? I don't know if that'll work. We'll see what happens if you... No, we'll buy it there. I think you can't bring any other vehicles with you. Like, 2 vehicles attached does not work. So I'm not even going to risk it in case it crashes the game. But let's go ahead and get this over to Italy. How much money do we have left? Ooh. So this is going to be a little bit hard to get out of our uncle's garage area. I may have to set it as favorites and spawn it on the road when we want to do it. Although that's not going to work because we want to have the dollies as favorites. All right, and we've arrived in Italy. Now, again, this is going to be a bit of a handful to get in and out of Uncle's garage or whatever it's called, Uncle's condo that we start with. But let's just take a quick look at the map. Norte. I think there is a garage available in here. I don't know how much it is, but we may want to try and see what this is. Who is this? McGrory Ave. I think this one's also a little tight and it's probably too expensive. So here's Uncle's condo up here. This is where we already own. And it's a very tight fit in here. We'll have to see what we can do. We have to kind of get down to this pier to start things out. We do have the Scuderia up here. Villa Scuderia. Which, I mean, that's cool. I'd love it, but... And it'd probably be easy to get things in and out of. But it's a long haul down to any of the cargo stuff. We have Tristan over here. That's definitely not where we want to be summoning a T-series on this little driveway here. Although, I mean, it is a straight shot, so maybe. So we'll have to play around. Who's this? This is Raceless Way. This is probably an okay shout out on the farm. We'd have to drive to where we're going. And then what's over here? Shift tab. I think we're going to check out McGrory. Or... this will be expensive up on the hill. We should see what this is first. So let's go ahead over there. First, we'll see if we can get into it. I think we'll go... yeah, we'll follow the waypoints. I don't know Italy as well. Okay, so we're up here somewhere. Are we getting close? It's a little bit tight, but it's been okay so far. Oh yeah, it's just around the corner here. Okay. So it's been all right. We'll have to watch for traffic. Oh, it's this right here? That's a little tight. We can probably get in there if we came a little wide. Didn't come wide enough. We gotta watch these rocks. And if we come from here, come a little bit straight, and then just turn. 3-pointed? Okay. Again, this is what I was worried about. It's a little bigger than the MD, and the MD had a few spots that were a little tight. Like, it was hard enough getting the MD out of Uncle's. Oh, this is going to be the trick right here, huh? Because this is it. Okay, well, let's just leave this here for a moment. We'll see how much this is. I don't know if this is actually going to work as well as I thought. Here we are. 400,000, 3 vehicle slots. Okay. So there's going to be some finagling to get things working, but let's get on down. Actually, let's just taxi home to Uncle's while we're here. We're going to find it. Uncle's is 1. So you can see it looks okay. We might just have to go down here very, very carefully. That might be the trick. Actually, just very carefully back it down this hill with this truck, because the front, there's a very tight corner in the trees and you can hit them, but let's see if we can get a dolly and at least have that here. So we're ready to go for a 5th wheel if we can, because we will find them. That's the nice thing. Like, as I discussed it during the live stream and I've discussed it in the past. Italy map, there is no vanilla career, so everything is RLS numbers. So all the weights of things, the availability of the things. We do not have a dolly here. I think it would come as a trailer, right? All right, so we'll just drive with what we have. We'll look for the dolly after. We'll get some cargo and we'll do our first delivery, make some money. So let's get this. I'll show you, in case you're not familiar, I'll show you what I'm talking about up at the front here. Because where we're trying to get is down to here. Somewhere in here, anywhere in here. So we're just gonna, I don't know, like here. And that's where we'll start looking. I kind of know what I want to do, but there's a whole bunch of cool pickup points there. But yeah, you can see how tight this is. And these trees and this yield sign are deadly. I've broken wheels on the MD series just trying to come around this corner. We could maybe cut across. We have the horsepower. We'll have to be careful. Be very careful because it's a little tight fit. T-Series is definitely a little big for this map. Well, that's fine. Nope. Okay. We're not going to make it up that. I'm going to just back it down this hill like I thought. Very, very carefully. And not too fast. And then we'll see where we go from there. We should have probably gotten all-wheel drive. If this is four-wheel drive, if this is what we're going to do. We're all-wheel drive. Oh, no. We've high-centered it. Okay, this is not going to work. Let's add all-wheel drive. So I've given it the all-wheel drive treatment. It's always on, so I'm not going to switch between it. You can see we do have our locking front diff. I don't know why we put locking rear diffs on, but it doesn't give us the option, so I guess it's maybe self-locking, I hope. But let's go ahead now and see if we can make this crawl down the hill. We can probably make the other one too, but we'll see how this works because it's easiest if we can get down this way. We'll try to go a little faster. All right, that is going to be how we do this. So that's where we're headed. We have to go... Let's go that way. Okay. So we're going to go this way. But here we are. Now we don't have the fifth wheel dolly. I'm just going to back up. I believe one of these. I'm just trying to remember if it's this one or is up here. I'm going to check up here first. One of these is car parts, and that's kind of what I want to haul because they're nice and heavy. They're worth a lot. If we go in here, what do we got? Cosmetic supply. No. And this one I think might be the medical supply. Medical supplies, yeah. So it is actually back here. Well, that's fine. I want to see what we can get here. And again, this is all going to be the RLS updated numbers and weights. I think it's going to be wonderful. We have 20 slots. Lots of room for activities. Reputation neutral mechanical supplies. That might be the one. You can see there's lots of stuff in here. And not any one big enough necessarily, but we can take like all of this stuff. Worth a fair bit. That goes all the way out to Portofino, which is a long haul. But that's going to be our most value. We could go a little shorter, go to the Bianco garage delivery. Not as many parts here though. They're not all 128s. So I'm actually going to start going through here and just grabbing all the 128s first. The most expensive. We're going to... Well, this one, Fragile's fine actually. So let's go ahead and we'll just fill this up because it'll fill up 1.5 boxes and we'll hope we'll fill up the other half. That's what this breakdown is. These are all full boxes. And these are all full boxes. Full boxes. Full. Okay, so we have 1.5 box left, eh? Is that what it's telling me? So we'll grab these wheels. And that's our full truck. Let's go see what this pays. Nice to be back in Italy. Lots of big jobs. Whoops. So, yeah, that's the thing that just happened. I thought I could take that corner, but I clipped it. And now I don't think I can salvage this. I think if I tow it to road, I'm going to lose all the cargo. Yes? Actually, if I flip it upright, maybe if we just flip it upright. Whoopsie. Okay, we didn't lose the cargo. Let's see if we can still drive. We are crash welded to this beam here. All right, we are back. Let's see if we still have any good ones at this one. If not, we might check the other one as well. We'll see if this reset in the time it took me to get back here. That was fun. Repair the truck and everything. Okay, we are now pulling into Portino. It looks like we have a couple of stops. We have Portino Freight Supply and Portino Garage Deliveries. Let's get to our first one. It's not going to be easy. We'll have to just sort of guess. We already made almost 5,000 from our first drop-off. I kind of just want to see what this looks like. This is the port, I think. I think we're going to back in because we'll have to drive out anyways. Pretty sure this is the port, so this should be the top one, the 8. Freight Supply, yeah. Look at that, 18 grand. So definitely a lot more money. And I do enjoy the driving out here. It's almost like playing like American Truck Simulator, cruising down the road. A lot of fun. Let's go over here and drop this off at the garage and then go from there. We don't want to be in manual. And this is just over on the side of the road here. Okay. The truck wasn't hard to navigate. I don't know what happened to the alignment. I'd like to like not have it pulling to the right. It doesn't look too bad. Oh yeah, you can see it right there. The right wheel is towing out. Okay. And another 12. So wow. Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. Local Delivery Association experience level 2. That is going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, take care of each other, and we'll see y'all next time. I'm out of here.